Have you ever found yourself staring at your reflection, asking why the road to your dreams is so challenging? Why the path to greatness seems littered with obstacles that leave you exhausted and worn down? If you felt that pain, that desperation for something more, know this: you are not alone. The trials you face are not signs of failure, they are the fires in which champions are forged. Champions aren't born, they're shaped and molded through adversity, and the very struggles you face are shaping you for something greater. You see, thinking like a champion is not about living a life free from struggle. It's about embracing the struggle with an unwavering belief in who you are and what you can become. When the weight of the world presses down, a champion doesn't shrink back, they rise. But what does it take to think this way? It requires a transformation of the mind. Every great achievement starts with a single thought: the belief that you have what it takes. It's the belief that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you have the strength to get back up, stronger and more determined than before. It's not just about having confidence in yourself when things are going well, it's about having confidence when everything seems to be falling apart, when the pain is unbearable, and when all you want to do is quit. Do you have dreams that seem so big, so far out of reach, that they almost seem impossible? Maybe it's a calling on your heart to do something meaningful, something that brings your life purpose and fulfillment. But then, self-doubt creeps in, telling you that you're not good enough, that you're not strong enough to handle the fight. If you've ever felt that way, I want you to understand something: champions feel that fear too. They feel the doubts, the insecurities, the pain of failure. But the difference is that they don't let those thoughts stop them. They use the pain, they use the fear, and they use the setbacks as fuel to propel them forward. Think of it this way: your mind is like a battlefield, and every day you must choose what side you're fighting for: the side that believes in the possibilities or the side that is paralyzed by doubt. The battle is won or lost in your thoughts. And the key to thinking like a champion is training your mind to see every obstacle not as a roadblock, but as an opportunity for growth. When fear tries to hold you back, let it be the force that drives you to take the next step. When setbacks knock you down, let them be the reason you stand up taller. Champions aren't immune to failure, they embrace it as a part of their journey, knowing that every scar is a reminder of how far they've come and how much strength they have gained. So, how do you start thinking like a champion when life has beaten you down, when your dreams seem distant, and when the pain feels overwhelming? Start by believing in yourself even when no one else does. Start by looking in the mirror and saying, "I am capable. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am a champion in the making." This belief is not just self-affirmation, it's a deep conviction that no matter what challenges come your way, you are more than the pain you feel, more than the setbacks you experience, and more than the doubts that try to hold you back. It's understanding that every struggle is an invitation to dig deeper, to find strength you didn't know you had, and to rise to a level of greatness you never thought possible. Stay with me, because we're only beginning to scratch the surface of what it takes to truly think like a champion. I want to help you unlock that inner strength, that fire within you that refuses to be extinguished by life's hardships. If this message resonates with you, if you're ready to embrace your pain as the pathway to your dreams, like and share your thoughts below. Let's journey together, hand in hand, as we strive to think, believe, and act like champions in every area of our lives. Let me hear a blessed from you all. In the pursuit of any dream, belief is undeniably essential, but it is only the foundation. What lies beyond belief? Vision: a clear, vivid image of the life you aspire to lead and the goals you long to achieve. A vision that is not just seen but felt, burning within you, transforming into an unstoppable desire that propels you toward your purpose. Without this fervent desire, like a flame that refuses to be extinguished, how do you endure when challenges arise? C.S. Lewis once wrote, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." Have you ever paused to think about the challenges that shape you, to see them as part of the grander story that God is writing for your life? It is not enough to simply have a goal, you need a sense of purpose so powerful that it shakes your soul, stirring your passion, and inspiring your every action. What do you do when your dreams face resistance? The path to success is often rough terrain, a winding road where struggles are inevitable and moments of despair can threaten to overshadow moments of triumph. But does it not also offer opportunities for growth? Lewis's reflections on life remind us that pain insists upon being attended to. God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world. When the journey feels overwhelming, could it be that the difficulties serve as divine invitations to rise higher, to lean on God, and to redefine strength? True champions are not simply those who cross the finish line with ease. They are those who embrace the twists and turns, the setbacks, and moments of deep questioning. They persevere, understanding that obstacles are not markers of failure, but stepping stones towards something greater. Remember Joseph in the Bible, sold by his brothers into slavery, facing betrayal and isolation, only to later rise to a position of great influence in Egypt? His journey was not smooth. It was filled with valleys that ultimately led to higher peaks. Could your own setbacks be shaping you in ways unseen, preparing you for a breakthrough that you cannot yet imagine? It is through adversity that we find the forge of transformation, and in these fires, true greatness is born. When you find yourself doubting, let your purpose anchor you. Let the passion within remind you why you began this journey. Embrace the struggle, for it is not merely an obstacle but a path to becoming all you were created to be. Failure, after all, is not the end. It's the very process through which strength is refined and vision is realized. How do we cultivate a mindset that rises above the ordinary? How do we train our inner selves to see victory when the path is steep and uncharted? The journey begins within, with the quiet power of your thoughts. Proverbs 23 verse 7 reminds us, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Your thoughts shape your reality. They lay the foundation upon which every action is built, forming the framework for success or failure. But what does it mean to think like a champion? It means intentionally choosing to see possibilities where others see impossibilities, believing in the power of potential, and renewing your mind with affirming truths. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "We are what we believe." We are inviting us to reflect, what narrative are we embracing about our worth, our dreams, and our capabilities? To think like a champion, we must first confront the thoughts that limit us. Do we focus on our weaknesses, or do we center our minds on our God-given strengths and talents? Champions don't ignore their struggles. They face them head-on, but they refuse to let their challenges dictate their destiny. Surrounding ourselves with those who uplift and encourage us can be transformative. As iron sharpens iron, Proverbs 27 verse 17, we become reflections of the voices we choose to let in. Are we choosing voices that breathe life into our dreams, or those that cast shadows of doubt? Yet, Lewis also reminds us of a hard truth: hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. This echoes the reality that success isn't instant, nor is it easy. It demands effort, patience, and an unwavering commitment to press on, even when progress seems painstakingly slow. There will be long nights of toil, seasons of sacrifice, and moments when the path feels more like a winding road than a straight ascent. But champions are not made in comfort. They are forged in the fires of perseverance, refusing to yield to discouragement. When the world shouts, "Give up," the champion's heart whispers, "Keep going." I remember my early days filled with uncertainty: no funds, no connections, no clear path forward, yet a spark within that whispered, "You were made for more." This seed of faith grew into a tenacity that fueled long hours, ignited sacrifices, and carried me through setbacks. With every step, as small as it seemed, I learned to see beyond what was visible, like Lewis's characters who press on through dark woods to find the light of Aslan. I found that embracing the struggle eventually led to breakthroughs. Each obstacle became a stepping stone, each challenge a teacher. And with each step, my thoughts evolved. I no longer just hoped for success. I began to believe I was becoming the champion I sought to be. In essence, the champion mindset is not a single moment of triumph, but a series of choices to rise when you fall, to see hope in the midst of despair, and to trust that the journey, however rocky, is refining you for greatness. So, what will you choose to believe about yourself today? What story will you tell about your path? Perhaps, like Lewis, you'll find that the journey itself is the masterpiece, and you, with every step of faith, are the champion unfolding. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." Think about that for a moment. What if every setback, every moment of doubt, fear, or failure was not a sign of your limitations but a part of God shaping you for something greater? Often, when we are in the midst of a struggle, it feels tempting to give up, to question if we possess what it takes to see our dreams through. The pain and uncertainty seem like insurmountable mountains. But what if those very mountains are not meant to block your path, but to build your strength? Much like a diamond formed under pressure, champions are created in the furnace of adversity. Lewis reminds us that courage is not simply one of the virtues, but the form of every virtue at the testing point. So, how do we respond when our courage is tested, when comfort is far away, and stepping into the unknown feels terrifying? It's not about perfection or never making mistakes, but about finding grace in failure and perseverance in obstacles. How you handle the challenges life throws at you is what truly shapes your character. It's the willingness to face the fear, to risk vulnerability, and to push beyond your comfort zone that transforms you. When you stumble, fall, and face those moments of raw defeat, remember that it's not the fall that defines you, it's the rise, the act of getting back up. Thinking like a champion is having the faith to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. It's about holding on to hope when things seem impossible, believing that God has instilled in you a purpose and potential beyond what you can see right now. What might happen if you started to view every fear, every failure, and every moment of discomfort as a divine opportunity for growth? What if you allowed your challenges to fuel your spirit rather than break it? Surround yourself with voices that uplift. Just as iron sharpens iron, seek those who remind you of your worth, who echo God's promises over your life, and who challenge you to keep striving toward your calling. Start your day by renewing your mind with thoughts of possibility, filling it with faith and positivity. As Lewis so eloquently put it, there are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. With that mindset, take action, bold, unrelenting action. Step into the unknown with confidence, for even if you stumble, the journey itself refines you. So do not let fear be your compass, and do not allow doubt to poison your mind. Champions are not defined by talent or luck, but by an unshakable conviction, a belief that you are crafted for more. Keep moving, keep fighting, keep growing, and above all, keep believing that every step forward is shaping you into the person you were meant to be. Keep climbing your mountain, for the view from the top will reveal a horizon of possibility you never imagined. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." Think about your own journey. How often have struggles shaped your character, refining you into someone stronger than you ever imagined? You might envision a day when you look back and see that you've grown into the person you aspired to be, a champion. But reaching the peak is only part of the story. The true challenge lies beyond that summit. Achieving success is a great feat, but maintaining it and continuing to evolve is the relentless journey that many overlook. How do you keep striving when the world says you've made it? How do you prevent the lull of comfort from quenching the fire of growth? This is where the real essence of a champion is revealed. It's not about a fleeting moment of glory or a short-lived burst of brilliance. It's about constant renewal, pressing on when others would settle, and refusing to rest on past victories. Greatness is not an arrival, it's a continual pursuit. Lewis's life work, especially seen in Mere Christianity, emphasizes that a person must always seek to better themselves, not for the glory of self, but to reflect something greater. What happens when you meet challenges that seem insurmountable? Can you look inward, fueled by faith, to find strength and wisdom to overcome and grow? True champions, like those Lewis describes in his allegorical tales, never stop learning, never shy away from the unfamiliar, and always seek to grow, not just for personal gain, but to bring light to others. They see success not as a static destination, but as an ongoing journey marked by resilience, humility, and dedication to serving a purpose higher than themselves. Imagine standing at the peak, not to declare victory, but to see the horizon of possibilities that still lay ahead. And what if your victories aren't just measured in your own achievements, but in how you've lifted others along the way? How does it change your perspective to see success as a ripple effect, one that touches lives, empowers hearts, and leaves a legacy that outlasts you? Because in the end, success isn't about titles or accolades. It's about the difference you make in the lives around you. As Lewis believed, you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. What legacy will you leave behind? What impact will you have beyond your own story? Thinking like a champion is not just about self-improvement, but is about uplifting those around you, inspiring others to reach their own potential, and living a life that reflects excellence and grace. It's about being a beacon, guiding others to something greater, and being a force for good that radiates well beyond your time. When you step into the world, when you set out to fulfill your dreams and pursue your goals, take a moment to reflect on the mindset you carry. What if, instead of merely chasing success, you approached life with the heart and spirit of a champion, embracing every challenge as an opportunity for growth? C.S. Lewis once said, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." Do you recognize the strength that comes from adversity, the kind of strength that is formed not in comfort but in struggle? There is a champion within you, waiting to rise above the noise of doubt, waiting to move beyond the fear of failure. But champions are not simply born, they are shaped by their belief in something greater and their decision to act upon that belief.
Have you ever wondered what it truly means to believe in yourself? It's not merely repeating affirmations or blindly ignoring reality, it's a deep conviction that, despite every obstacle, every setback, every whispered voice that says you can't, there lies a greater why, that compels you forward. You are not alone in this struggle. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has wrestled with moments of uncertainty and fear. As C.S. Lewis beautifully put it, you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Every day you have the choice to step forward, to take action, and to believe that the pursuit is worth the journey.
Remember, growth is not a single act but a continuous process. The willingness to learn, to evolve, to rise each time you fall, that is the essence of a champion's heart. When was the last time you faced a challenge and found within it the seeds of change, the spark of growth? And in those moments, did you realize that each difficulty is refining your spirit, making you more resilient, more determined to make a difference in this world? There is no power greater than the one God has placed within you, the power to strive, to overcome, to transform obstacles into stepping stones. And as you stand on the precipice of your dreams, remember that the limitations in your life are often self-imposed. What invisible walls have you built around yourself, and how might they crumble if only you dared to see beyond them? C.S. Lewis reminds us that courage, dear heart, is the voice that whispers to you in the darkness, urging you to break free from the barriers you've set for yourself. So lift your gaze higher, set your dreams in the vastness of God's possibilities, and aim not just to succeed, but to inspire, to uplift, to champion a life well lived. You were not created for mediocrity, you were born to rise, to reach, to conquer. Let no fear hold you captive, let no failure discourage you. With every step you can make your mark, not just as someone who dreams, but as someone who becomes. Embrace the knowledge that you are stronger, braver, and more capable than you could ever imagine. And let that unshakable belief propel you forward, for there is no dream beyond your reach, no challenge too daunting, no summit too high for a soul driven by the conviction of greatness. Step out, show the world what a true champion is made of, and in doing so, you will not only conquer the world, you will conquer yourself. The world calls for more than just dreamers, it calls for those willing to step into the arena and face the fight, the champions who rise not for their own glory, but to serve a higher purpose. C.S. Lewis once said, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." Have you ever wondered what holds you back from answering that call to greatness? The journey of becoming a true champion is not merely about self-success, it's about the depth of your heart, the courage to stand for what's right, and the willingness to transform struggles into stepping stones. Can you feel the stirring within you? that quiet whisper urging you to rise above mediocrity. Each struggle, every tear shed, and all moments of doubt, these aren't setbacks, but the very tools that God uses to mold champions. Remember the story of David facing Goliath? It wasn't the size of the giant that determined the outcome, but the heart and faith of the one standing before him. When you rise to challenges with such unshakable faith, your courage becomes contagious, and your light ignites the flame in others. Lewis also wrote, "You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending." Your past does not dictate your potential, it fuels the drive to become what God has always intended you to be. Being a champion is about more than personal victories, it's about leaving an imprint on this world that reflects grace, hope, and the strength found in struggle. Have you considered how your battles might be the very catalyst that leads someone else to their own breakthrough? The scars you bear become testimonies, a testament to the endurance and strength that only comes from walking through the fire. Your journey shapes not just your own character, but it carves a path for others to follow. The path ahead is not without trials, but remember, the struggles are the chisels that sculpt character, the winds that build resilience. Lewis spoke of life as a journey with an unseen destination, one where each step is a stride towards discovering the fullness of who we are called to be. Champions don't avoid adversity, they embrace it, knowing it refines and strengthens their core. And so, in the midst of challenges, let the words echo in your heart, "The journey shapes you, and every mountain climbed, every valley crossed, prepares you to be the person the world so desperately needs." Do not be afraid to aim high, to dream boldly, and to challenge yourself beyond what feels possible. Let your heart beat with purpose, your steps be intentional, and your faith be the force that propels you forward. For and thinking like a champion, and living with a heart surrendered to a cause greater than self, you not only change your world but transform the lives of everyone you encounter. Embrace the climb, the lessons, and the call to grow into the person you were always meant to be, God's champion, a light to this world.
Think for a moment about the essence of a true champion, not defined merely by outward success or fleeting accomplishments, but by the depth of character, humility, and unwavering integrity. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less." Imagine a world where being a champion is not measured by how loudly one proclaims their victories, but by the quiet strength of their actions and their enduring compassion for others. It's in the silent resolve to do what's right, even when no one is watching. It's about carrying your values like a torch, lighting the path for yourself and others, and being that beacon of hope in a world that can often feel adrift in darkness.
But what happens when the road is rough, when dreams seem unreachable, or when self-doubt shadows your path? How often do we face moments that challenge our resolve, leaving us to wonder if we have the fortitude to keep pressing forward? Lewis also said, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. The trials and storms of life are not meant to break you, but to build you, to reveal the strength hidden within, and the resolve that emerges only when everything else seems to fade." In every setback lies a seed for growth, and in every challenge, the whisper of your inner champion calls out for you to rise. So what does it mean to truly think and act like a champion? It's about embracing a mindset that goes beyond personal gain and seeks to uplift others, transforming the mundane into meaningful acts of love, encouragement, and encouragement. A champion doesn't just overcome, they inspire others to do the same. They stand boldly, not to seek the limelight, but to be a light for others in their times of need. What if every thought, word, and action you took today was marked by the heart of a champion? How much change could you inspire? How many lives could you touch? The world is crying out for those who dare to stand for what is good, true, and just individuals willing to fight not just for their dreams, but for the dreams of others. And you have that power within you. You hold the potential to make ripples in the lives of your loved ones, your community, and even the world, one act of courage and kindness at a time. C.S. Lewis believed that there are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. Embracing that belief, you are invited to step into your God-given potential, to unleash the champion within, and to let your life be the spark that sets the world ablaze with hope. This journey is not about the absence of fear or adversity, but about finding your courage amidst the struggle. It's about recognizing that the path to greatness is forged through trials, and every challenge faced is an opportunity to grow in character and strength. The world needs champions like you, unwavering, resilient, and willing to pursue what is noble and good. So, stand firm, stay grateful, and move forward with conviction. Your champion is ready to emerge. The time to make your mark is now. So rise, think like a champion, and live like the one you were always meant to be. Imagine facing the darkest storm, the kind where the winds rage, the skies weep, and every step forward feels like wading through a river of uncertainty. But what if, in that very storm, you discovered a strength you never knew existed? C.S. Lewis wrote, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." Could it be that your greatest trials are the very fires that forge you into something extraordinary? Champions are not those who never face adversity, rather, they are those who embrace it, allowing each setback to mold them, every fear to challenge them, and every struggle to teach them. They understand that pain is not the end, but a process, a refiner's fire through which they emerge stronger, braver, and closer to their purpose. But what is it that gives champions this resolve, this relentless will to rise? It's a belief in unyielding faith in their potential and in something greater than themselves. They do not allow failure to dictate their worth, nor do they let fear stifle their dreams. Instead, they see every obstacle as a stepping stone, every closed door as a redirection towards something even greater. Lewis once pondered, "You're never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." So what dreams lie dormant in you, waiting to be awakened? What goals have fear or doubt buried, hoping you'd forget? I long for you to know that same belief, that same unshakable conviction in your calling. When you learn to see yourself as God sees you, full of potential, worthy of love, and capable of greatness, you begin to walk with a new courage. A courage that defies discouragement, that faces challenges with determination, and that refuses to settle for anything less than the fullness of who you were meant to be. It's about igniting that inner drive, allowing it to fuel your passions, and relentlessly pursuing what sets your soul on fire. Because when you tap into your potential, surrendered to God's plan, no barrier is too great, no mountain too high, and no dream unattainable. Yet this journey demands a choice. Will you remain bound by fear, or will you break free? Will you let past failures hinder you, or will you rise above them, embracing every lesson? Lewis reminds us, there are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. Thinking like a champion is more than a mindset, it's a decision, a daily practice, and a life devoted to growth. It is the courage to think differently, the boldness to act differently, and the strength to be different. Growth, after all, is not a destination but a path, a continuous unfolding of who you are becoming. It requires sacrifice, effort, and the willingness to do the difficult work of facing your fears, overcoming your limitations, and surrendering your plans to a greater purpose. Champions know that the process of self-discovery is lifelong, and that every step brings them closer to the life they were destined to live, a life of purpose, passion, and fulfillment beyond their wildest dreams. Will you take that step?
Consider the journey before you as more than just a path to success. See it as a canvas for growth, a space where every setback, every challenge is a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your life. C.S. Lewis once said, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." So, have you ever wondered if those very trials you face are shaping you for something greater? Embrace them not as barriers but as opportunities to reveal strength you didn't know you possessed, a strength that can reshape your identity and expand the limits of your potential. Each step forward, no matter how small, builds within you the foundation to change not only your own life but the world around you.
This world needs champions who recognize that their victories are not meant to serve only themselves but to ignite transformation and inspire others. Reflect on this. How can you take your talents, your dreams, and channel them into uplifting those around you? Lewis beautifully observed that the task of the modern educator is not to cut down jungles but to irrigate deserts. Could this be your calling, to bring life, hope, and inspiration to the dry places in others' lives, nurturing them to flourish as you do? As you develop your strength, courage, and resilience, It's not a solo race to the finish. Remember the importance of community, those who surround you, uplift you, and encourage you to become a better version of yourself. For even the most self-reliant champions need the guidance of others. After all, who are the people you allow to speak into your life, and are you cultivating relationships that fuel growth and encouragement? Think of the champions throughout history, those who didn't simply achieve success for themselves but used their lives as beacons of hope and influence. Lewis himself was one such voice, reaching into the depths of despair and confusion with a clarity that provided both comfort and challenge. Likewise, the true measure of your success will not just be in personal accomplishments, but in the legacy you build through your influence, kindness, and willingness to serve others. This world doesn't need isolated victories, it needs champions who are willing to bridge gaps, create opportunities, and make the invisible visible through acts of love and service. So, are you willing to become that champion not just for yourself but for those who have yet to find their strength? Choose today to shift your perspective, to see greatness not as a mountain to conquer alone, but as a summit to be reached together, hand in hand with those you help elevate along the way. Make your life a testimony that brings hope, ignites passion, and leaves a lasting impact. Decide now to think like a champion. But more importantly, live as a champion who sees every moment as an opportunity to lift others higher, and in doing so, unleashes the fullest potential not only within you but within all those around you. Because, as Lewis once penned, there are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. Choose to see those better things and step boldly into the journey with courage and faith.
In a world often clouded by doubt and fear, you hold within you the light of possibility. Imagine the life you could lead if you allowed your faith to fuel your dreams and your belief to conquer every obstacle. What if you could rise above every challenge and achieve things beyond your imagination, becoming the champion not just of your own story, but of others' lives as well? C.S. Lewis once said, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." What if your struggles are not signs of failure, but the very training ground for greatness?
What dreams lie buried within your heart? Dreams you've never dared to speak aloud. Too often, we shrink ourselves to fit the world's expectations, but as Lewis so wisely put it, there are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. Perhaps, the greatest task is not just to think like a champion, but to believe in your own potential so deeply that you cannot help but inspire others. What if your courage could become a beacon to someone else, an invitation to dream, act, and live boldly? The journey to becoming that champion starts not with grand gestures but with the quiet, resolute decision to take one step and then another. It is about trusting the unseen and embracing the possibility that you are designed for more. Just as the heroes in Lewis's tales faced their fears to bring light to dark worlds, so too are you called to bring change to your corner of the world. Are you ready to be that change? To think beyond the limits placed upon you and see yourself as God sees you, a vessel of potential, a source of hope, and a spark of transformation? Being a champion isn't about perfection, it's about resilience. It's about believing in the unseen, having faith in what others may call impossible, and knowing that every small act of boldness brings you closer to your vision. As C.S. Lewis poignantly stated, you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Each step forward, no matter how small, moves you closer to the legacy you are destined to leave. The power to change, to inspire, and to lead lies within you. So let the world see you for who you truly are, a champion created to make a difference. Let your thoughts, your actions, and your unwavering faith mark the lives of others. As you move forward, remember that the journey may be challenging, but it's in those moments of struggle that your true strength is forged. And when you reach those summits of victory, look back, not just to see how far you've come, but to see all the lives you've touched along the way. Keep striving, keep believing, and know that your potential is limitless. The world needs more people willing to live fully, love deeply, and believe in the impossible. Will you rise to the occasion? Will you let go of the fear that holds you back and step into the champion you were always meant to be? Remember, The power to think like a champion, to live like one, and to leave a legacy of greatness lies within you. Embrace that power. Use it. Let your life be a testimony to what happens when someone refuses to give up, refuses to settle, and refuses to stop dreaming. Because in doing so, you don't just change your life, you change the world. The moment of waiting has ended. Are you ready to step into the life you've always desired? There's a sense of urgency in the calling, a now or never kind of whisper that presses upon your heart, asking what holds you back. What dreams have been buried under the weight of fear, regret, or self-doubt? C.S. Lewis once said, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Consider this: what if all that you've been waiting for is not a future date, but this very moment?" Often we stand on the threshold of opportunity, hesitating, wondering if we're truly prepared, if the champion within us is ready to be released into the world. But is it not in the very act of stepping forward that we become that champion? Think of Lewis's Aslan, whose roar awakened the courage and identity hidden within the hearts of others, reminding us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Your potential lies dormant not because it's insufficient, but because it's unrecognized, perhaps even by you. So today, don't wait for a sign or the right moment. The time is now. The door is open, and the world is waiting for you to rise. Embrace the truth that you were made for this, that the champion within you is ready not someday, not later, but today to be unleashed, to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. What will you choose? To remain in waiting, or to step boldly into the life you were created to lead?